Hey, it's Tuesday at 2, or those of you watching live, Tuesday at 2:15. But that Tuesday at 2:15 just doesn't roll off the tongue. So we're going to stick with Tuesday at 2. Those of you who are not watching live, just trust us. It's 2 o'clock somewhere. We're glad you joined us. Steve Post here from Motor Racing Network. CircleBDiecast.com, your one source, your one spot, the place you need to be for diecast. I was thinking about this last week. Last week, I was out here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway and watching the dirt late models. And I'm sitting there during a downtime of the race, pulled up my phone, went to Circle B Diecast, punched in dirt late model. Holy cow. Man, there's some good looking dirt late model diecast right now available to sell, to get now. I mean, you order them up, Tracy will be out there in a couple hours shipping them out to you. I looked at sprint car diecast. We got sprint car diecast. I looked at drag racing and IndyCar and then NASCAR. I mean, man, we got some good stuff on there, folks. Take some time, CircleBDiecast.com. We are here just chit-chatting along. John wants to know, I'll get your question here in a little bit, John. And that's a great question. So I'll have Kyle make sure we go back to it if I get off the reservation here. Okay? Because I do want to talk a little bit about Kansas, first off, while it's fresh on mind. Kansas Speedway. That was the craziest race, one of the craziest races I've ever broadcast in my life. A little behind the scenes, when we broadcast a race on radio with MRN, a lot of times we'll do pit sweeps, and it'll be, Postman, you talk about this driver, or I'll pitch a story. Hey, do you have anything for a sweep? Yeah, this one here. And Jason was my cohort on pit road. So we're like, let's go for a pit sweep. I start my pit sweep. If you also follow along and listen to radio, you know what interrupts everything is a trouble call. I had back-to-back within 10 minutes, 2 pit sweeps interrupted by trouble calls with drivers that were my end of pit road. I'm like, y'all need to stop having all these problems. I'm only one man here. We got tires falling off cars, and bless their heart, on the 43 car, we got a team that can't get a tire off from a race car. That was the darndest thing I ever saw. That race, I'm like watching it, and William Byron's got a problem, and this one's spinning off the racetrack, and Chase Elliott is spinning around. And it's, whoo, man. I was like, and then finally it settled in, and then we get this great battle at the end. Larson leading the race, and boogity, 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 here comes Kurt Busch, and Kurt picks up the win, which is a great win for 2311. Let's talk a little about 2311, okay? I'm telling you, Bubba Wallace doesn't have those problems on pit road. 2311's walking out of there with 2 top 5 finishes. And this is not coming from Steve Post. This is coming from the general manager at 2311 Racing, Steve Laletta, on Twitter, lighting his pit crew up, saying, we had 2 top 5 race cars yesterday. They did. They were good. Bubba was good. Kurt was flawless. Kurt and his team were flawless. That's why they were first. Bubba was good. The car was good. Their team messed up. That's why they ended up 10th. And so, wild, wild race. Crazy. Other things that stand out. How about Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of our guys here? 3 straight top 10s for Stenhouse. Just knocking it out. Just rock solid, knocking it out. They're not hoodooing this thing up by taking a half a can of Sunoco racing fuel and 5 tires and pulling strategy out of their keisters. They're racing forward. They're getting that track position, and then they're hanging on to it. They are doing well. We're at a really neat time in NASCAR. We really are. Kansas Speedway, the Truck Series. Who in the wide world of sports saw Zane Smith going to that Ford team at Front Row Motorsports? Not bad people, good people, great people. Who saw him going there and winning 3 times in the first, 8 races in, or whatever it is? I mean, Zane Smith, it's insane what he's doing. So a lot of good stuff. Now, on the downside of the good stuff from Kansas, you saw Kurt Busch's car. It was Jordan brand. Well, you all know, if you follow this diecast thing long enough, there are certain brands that we don't get diecast on nearly as quickly as we do others. We have not been offered the race-winning diecast. Nobody's been offered the race-winning diecast. We don't know if it will happen. We're sure that someone's lawyers are talking to someone's lawyers, but the bottom line of it is right now we don't have that diecast available. When we've dealt with this in the past, remember we've dealt with it some with Coca-Cola. That's an iconic brand that we struggle with. Remember, oh bless their hearts, we used to do those Disney paint schemes. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you what, you know, I mean, you'd have to mortgage the building for them to have a conversation about to turn you down about having rights for the car. So we don't have Kurt Busch race-winning diecast yet. I'm, you know, don't know that we will. Probably, if you put me in the not optimistic camp, you're probably realistic with it. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So we'll see. But it's all good. Kansas Speedway, man. Oh, what a show! What a show! That's for sure. So great time. That's for sure. Now we're going all-star racing. So we're going all-star racing. It's going to be fun at Texas Motor Speedway. So looking forward to it. Still trying to figure out the format. I've read it twice. I think I read it the first time and had somewhat of an understanding of it. I read it the second time and I'm more confused now. So I decided to set it down. It's only Tuesday. I'm going to come back on Wednesday and read it again. And we're going to go from there. So we'll see what happens. Good stuff. Susan wants to know, do we have any driver appearances next week? Does not look like it. As of now. Susan, last week, I'll give you the same answer. Right now, we have none scheduled. Things around here sometimes change quickly. So stay tuned to our social media channels. But right now, I don't think we're going to have anything going on here. Race weeks, I'll just be honest with you. Race weeks have just gotten shorter at the racetrack. And it's just different post-COVID. Used to be we were here in Charlotte for 2 weeks with the All-Star race. So it's like, hey, Tuesday, why don't y'all come over to Circle B Diecast and sign some cars? Yeah, that's no problem. Well, we're not here 2 weeks. It's crazy. So it's a different world. So right now we have nothing planned here. You can follow our social channels, but we'll have to see. Have to see what happens with it. So fun stuff. Good stuff. We're getting all kinds of updates. Victor wants us to know trucks, Xfinity, and Cup at Texas Motor Speedway this weekend. Yeah, boy. Victor's got it. John wants us to know they moved the start time at Texas back an hour. Did they move it back an hour, or did they put the Blake Shelton concert in the middle and move the open up an hour? Inquiring minds want to know. I don't know. 5:30 Eastern Time, Motor Racing Network will be on the air. That's the only number you need to know. And whatever's happening, concert, racing, open, pit crews, whatever's going on, John, at 5:30, we'll bring it to you from Texas Motor Speedway. But yeah, they've got how about that? A Blake Shelton concert. That's not a bad thing to throw in the middle of your program, huh? Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Going to be good. That's for sure. Fun stuff. That's good stuff. Hey, I want to go up to that question. John Dunbar, are you excited about what they're doing at North Wilkesboro? John, my level of excitement when they announced it at Bristol was, I think my hand is off the screen, okay? Now it's twice that. Was talking to some folks who were talking to some folks who were talking to some folks. They're going to launch this thing in early August with modifieds, asphalt modifieds. Now, I love asphalt modifieds. I think they're going to start August 2nd and 3rd, a Tuesday and Wednesday night. Well, I may have a conflict Tuesday night. I think that's my last night of summer shootout. I have no conflict on Wednesday night. You can ink me in for that. I mean, when they roll those modifieds out anywhere, I'm in. They're rolling them out of North Wilkesboro. They're going to launch with modifieds. You're serious when you're doing that. So so the month of August is going to be asphalt racing. They're going to have modifieds and late models and super late models and grocery getters and bang bang bombers and three-wheel drives. I don't know. They're going to have everything known to mankind on asphalt in August. September, they're going to rip that up, and then they're going to run dirt track racing in October. And they're going to have everything there. They're going to have everything from sprint cars to late models to modifieds. And John, I'm pumped up. I'm so pumped up about it. I just, it's like they all need to announce the schedule so I can just plan on where I'm going to be. You know, they've announced the dates and everything and where it's going to be. And they're midweek races, which I love because I'm busy most weekends. So there's midweek races, and then there's weekend races. Weekend races, I'll probably be on the road doing some stuff with Motor Racing Network, but the midweek races, when possible, I will be there. And if anybody's in the vicinity, and when I say vicinity, I mean 6 or 8 hours, y'all need to be there. Because if this place doesn't get a lot of people going to it, and in 2 years they decide, well, we're just going to shut it down again, y'all are going to get on there and going to say, I hate what NASCAR did to my track. Well, did you go? Well, no, I didn't go. You need to go and support it. That's a soapbox I've already been on. If you want that soapbox, you can go back about 3 weeks ago. That's a soapbox but I probably will. So, good deal. Victor wants to know, would you like to see a NASCAR race on ice in the near future? No. Okay. No. I saw Legends cars on ice at the Bojangles Coliseum here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've watched videos of sprint cars on ice from New Hampshire every year during the wintertime. I think I put this in the category of rain tires, okay? I thought the first time we did rain tires in NASCAR, that was spectacular. An hour later, as I'm up to water to my knees, I'm thinking, well, you know, this is all right. Well, now rain, I mean, I understand it. I get it. I am a fan of rain tires in that I believe we need to race when we schedule to race. So I am a fan of rain tires, okay? The racing with rain tires loses its novelty. And if you're at the racetrack, it loses its novelty quicker. If you're at home, now, Victor, if you're there in your palatial suite and you got your catering staff in there feeding you, you can point at all of us out there in the rain or the ice and say, look at all those poor people freezing and soaking wet. Can I have some more caviar? Okay. Those of us there in the stands, oh, you know what? Give me sunny and 70 degrees. So I feel the same way with ice. It would be funny to see. It'd be interesting to see an hour into it, it'd be like, when is this going to end? And let's not do it again. So that's where I'm at with it. Lord knows we don't know what we're going to see in NASCAR 2023, 2024, and there may be an ice race there. And Victor, if there is, I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to see you there. Bring your parka. No, it's just where I'm at with it. I think I love dirt track racing, and I think the Bristol race has worked out well. I don't think we need to see a steady diet of those, though. I think the Roval has worked out well. I don't think we need to build a Roval at every racetrack. And I actually love where we're at with it. I'm not sure I'm ready for ice racing yet, though. I'm not sure. And I used to live up north. I used to live in Pennsylvania. I probably could have handled it a lot better. My old blood's got thin, too. Man, I'm freezing all the time now. So, no ice racing. Travis Mullins, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dirty was the move Logano put on Byron? Steve Post has no idea. The next time I slide into a race car to drive will be the first time I slide into a race car to drive. If I had Joey Logano sitting here and said, Joey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dirty was that move? Joey would tell you 0. If I had William Byron sitting here, William, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dirty was that move? He'd tell you 18. Okay? There's a driver code. I leave that to drivers. I have no idea. I don't know. No idea on that. I will assume that Joey and William can figure that out. And when I say figure it out, they may run into each other again. Okay. I'll allow them to figure it out. I've never been one. But I appreciate the call, Travis. I'm never big on putting myself in determining what some other career is. That a good move or a bad move? It is what it is. He hauled it off into turn number 3, booted William Byron in the keister. Byron went up into the wall. Joey won the race. Some people were happy. Some people were pissed off. I've never driven a cup car. I don't know the answer. I've had some drivers tell me that, yeah, it probably was a little over the edge. I've had other drivers tell me I'd do the same thing. You know, I'd wreck my mama to win a race. Some of the same people that say they would wreck their mama to win a race were mad because Joey Logano wrecked William Byron on Mama's Day to win a race. So if you've ever said, I'd wreck my mama to win a race, you can't be wrong with what Joey did on Mama's Day, on Mother's Day. I don't know. Yeah, Travis, I asked, how are you? How was your car? What was the move? Tell me about the move, that sort of thing. I let the race car drivers determine that because there's a code those guys have. And there's not one code, okay? Dale Earnhardt had a different code than Mark Martin had. Sounds to me, looks to me like Joey Logano and William Byron might have a different code. Now, where does this go forward? I don't know. I'll tell you this. You see Joey's comments from Kansas? He weren't apologizing and backing down, that's for sure. Yee! Joey said, if he wants to keep it up, I'll just go bigger. You know, so I don't know. Travis, it gives us all a lot to talk about. It really does. And I think that's the fun part. Do you remember when everybody was vanilla and drivers would make a boo-boo on the racetrack and NASCAR would penalize them and how we hated that? Well, we can't hate this when drivers get into each other and call each other out. Part of the sport, just is. And I will allow those two professionals who I love covering. I love, as a broadcaster, covering Joey Logano, and I love covering William Byron. They are both good guys. Both kids that I covered out of Summer Shootout. Not so much Joey. He ran there a little bit in the Bandoliers. William ran a year with us there. Love both of those guys and covering them. I'll let them have their argument, and I'll just continue to do my thing. So there you have it. So fun stuff. Let's see. Judy, where have you been, Judy? Where have you been? Finally got on here to see you. Judy, we've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. I said to Kyle, my main man here last week, I said, I don't know where she's at. I don't know where she's at. Where'd she go? Judy is here now. We can start. So good stuff, that's for sure. There also will be auctions coming up over the course of this week. Our auctioneer is in Missouri, and I think he's doing one at 7 tonight. So, yeah, that means there's nothing around here, just scraps for the rest of us around here. He gets the catering and all the other stuff. We just sit around here with a blank table talking racing. Good stuff, that's for sure. KP Potts says, let him race. That's for sure. Jonathan Heinzman. Oh, that's our guy. Oh, that's okay. I'm looking at the last name. I'm like, should I know the last name? Should I know the last name? Should I know the last name? Oh, Jonathan is, he's chatting along with us. Auction tonight. Yes, Victor, it's auction night in America tonight. I think it's 7 Eastern time, 6 local time is what they're doing. And they're going to have some great stuff. I've shared with you the story. The shelves over here are empty. Shelves are empty. He must have loaded it all up in a truck and drove it to Missouri. So Jonathan's going to be doing an auction tonight at 7 o'clock. And it is going to be awesome. I can promise you that. Like I said, last week I tuned in one time. By the time I got my credit card out, he was sold out of everything. I'm like, holy cow, this guy's serious about it. So fun stuff, that's for sure. So Jonathan will be on tonight. And you can follow all of our social channels as to when those auctions are. He is wheeling and dealing. And if you want some diecast, you have got it. That's for sure. KP Pot says Jonathan is doing an amazing job. And yes, indeed, KP, he is doing an amazing job. That's for sure. So we are good to go. All right. So we are going Texas Truck Series on Friday night. Let me check with Victor. Yes. Okay. Victor's got Truck Series on Friday night. Xfinity on Saturday afternoon. Cup qualifying on Saturday night. And the All-Star Race and Blake Shelton concert on Sunday. Motor Racing Network is going to be there. PRN does the Xfinity race. We're doing the rest of it. So it's going to be fun. Can't wait to get down to Texas. My understanding is, speaking of ice racing, it's going to be about 118 degrees is what I've heard. But it's all right because the humidity will be 100% also. Yes, indeed. Fun stuff. All good. I heard it's going to be hot. I heard it's hot. Well, it's going to be hot here in the Carolinas. So why would it not be hot in Texas if it's going to be hot in the Carolinas? So fun stuff. Great hanging out with you. Great talking a little NASCAR racing with you here today and carrying on. So with that, I think we're going to roll on out of here. Yeah, I think we've got everything covered here. There we go. Yeah, I think we got it. So, hey, remember all your diecast needs. www.circlebdiecast.com. Circlebdiecast.com. All your needs you have there. You can get it all. Just get it loaded right up. If it's in stock, we'll ship it right out to you. If it's a pre-order, get it loaded up on the pre-orders. We don't charge your debit or credit card until it ships. So we got you covered there. And get some stuff pre-ordered, get some stuff ordered, get some stuff ready to go. So we're in good shape. So, and we'll talk to you next week. Looking forward to it. Like I said, headed to Texas for the All-Star race. So with that, Steve Post here from Motor Racing Network. Remember all your diecast needs. www.circlebdiecast.com. Use promo code MRN, Motor Racing Network, MRN, and get free shipping on orders of $20 or more. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll talk to you again next week on our Tuesday at 2 show.